Shalom, family. Glory be to God, and blessed be the Lamb. Let's talk politics a minute. Just a minute. We'll be soft about it. You know, I've been involved in politics, and, I've been aware of politics since I was 14 years old. I remember reading the Houston Chronicle and the Houston Post, the editorials and the opinions. Particularly, I was interested in that. In fact, I would go straight to the editorial page before anything else. Then I would read the front page, and then the sports, and then, if I felt like it, markets. However, politics is strange. It's not even politics anymore. Humans have become, and I said I wasn't going to use that word, but I have to. You become disconjointed. I mean, you make no sense. But that's the scatter barrel approach. Let's be a little bit more specific, because I want to understand. In the Black community, we have problems. We have deep-rooted sociological, familial, generational problems. And that's without even getting to the leadership class. From within the Black community, that has been inundated with intentionally caused dysfunction. Excuse me. You will not bring forth, hardly ever, someone functional from dysfunctional. You won't. You won't. That's not how it works. They'll even argue what is normal and what isn't, what is right and what is wrong. So you're not going to get functional as it pertains to one's own culture from that. You're not. Let's have a sociological look at it a minute, though. Just a sociological look at the political aspect of it. You're mostly led politically by women. Am I not? Am I incorrect? Okay? Women running from the age of anything from 30 years old all the way up to 85. 85. Okay? And you haven't even gotten to the term of this choice of words that they choose to use, like Black, when we all know there are several different nationalities of Black here. We have already delineated ourselves, but this needs to be broken down even further, because they're all hiding behind that term Black. They are. I just watched a snippet of the mayoral debate from LA. Okay? The question was, should illegal immigrants, their words, be allowed to vote? The first guy said absolutely not. But here comes the two others. I won't call them by name, but you know who they are. They started dancing, saying that there are nuances. These are my words. Some been here this long, some been here that long. Why should they not have a say? And they just, good Lord. Good Lord. Now, put a pin in that. Now, let's go back to the sociological aspect of it. And what do we have? Who is the head of household in the Black community? Women. How did it get that way? Politically, because another race of people wanted it that way. Black people didn't choose to make the woman head of them. That other race of people did, who had the power to do it. And since 68, 69, they've been running with it to the point where it has all but destroyed you, and most certainly has contributed to your own dysfunction. Period. Period. To me, you seem psychologically submissive and very uncomfortable in your own skin. You feel the need to not be you. You have this need. You feel the need to, goodness gracious, I feel sorry for you. As you shave years off your life and stress yourself out, you feel the need so much that you're willing to openly represent others. It doesn't matter if the others have overwhelming representation. It still doesn't matter. Sometimes I ask myself, do you even see it? But then I see the emotional set, the recalcitrance, and dig in your heels. Never admit that you're wrong. Just stick to your guns. It doesn't matter. This is the emotional set given to women. All women, not just black women. And this is not a knock on women. We are talking about the psychological bills of men and the psychological bills of women. If you put value on it, then that's on you. I'm talking about the two different types of emotional sets. So call me chauvinistic if you want to, but you'd be wrong. Call me anti-woman if you want to. You'd be wrong. No, it's time for you to be honest. And you. Be honest. Okay? No one elected to have our mothers lead us anywhere. That's the first thing. It's a dysfunctional situation from the start. No woman can raise a man. They can raise adult males. Men validate men into manhood. It's always been this way until the last 3-4 generations of the black community, where 70% of up to is born out of wedlock, as it's like it's become normal. It's become normal. It has. But it was never normal for us until someone introduced it. Not only introduced it, but they nurtured it. Think about this one. Who would make it possible for someone 18 years old to have their own apartment for free? No wisdom, no knowledge, and all she has to do is have a baby. Don't you see the setup? Now what happens next? Do I have to tell the story? At least 2 generations of that, if not 3. That's just one of the side effects and what comes from that. What were they doing? What were their friends doing? What were the children doing? And the rest of society doing that period. And you act like you don't want to see it. I'm looking at it in my head. And it's a plantation, damn it. Anyway, back to the political aspect. What would you have black people do? I am particularly speaking to politicians at large, but more specifically to the so-called black leadership class. What would you have black people do? Just accept the status quo? I don't even know where you stand anymore. You're starting to sound, like I said, disjointed from the reality. You are experiencing a bit of disconnect. You're starting to sound strange. Why would you keep cajoling black people to vote for a party that's done nothing but harm them when they're not busy, not helping them? It's always one or the other. I ask you, what has been done for the black masses except more poverty and maintenance of the status quo? What? What it starts to sound like is that you fear for loss of your influence, loss of your jobs, loss of your careers. That's what it starts to sound like. This is why I refer to you as a whole nother race. an entire another race of us that look like us, but seemingly you speak for everybody but us, using your influence and other things. So I ask again, what is your value to the black masses? These are your words, black, but I'm particularly saying foundational to black Americans, which you just like you cannot say. I mean, here's what's strange about it. This is how profound the feminism, your word, your word, is in the political class of the black community. You cannot get one black politician to say black man. Not one. Try to get them to say it. Try to get them to say black man. They're not going to do it. Why do you, the ultimate insult, you are so small, we won't even say your names. You either small or you are a damn creature, a monster most horrible. One or the other. A monster most horrible, for if we say the word black man, then we may wake up a creature. But think about that. When was the last time you heard a black politician say black men? This how much that they want to downsize or degrade you or keep you where you at. Now, where in society do you hear the word black man except out of my mouth? Unless he's been accused of a crime and as a descriptor, he's on the phone with a 911 dispatcher. Huh? Absent, isn't it? Totally not there. Not there at all. No one says black men. Again, ask yourselves why. It's like he's not there until now. Until now. You know, I don't want to drift too far. But I ask again, what is the political nature of the black leadership class? And what is the black leadership that class made of? Should we start to checking your pedigree? Because it seems to me that we have to get even more selfish and protective of the term FBA and its tentacles, its extensions. This is what it's seeming like. Do we have to start to check y'all's pedigree? Where are you from? Okay, we for the most part, we know that the answer is public information, but you don't. You don't. Or at least you act like you don't. We have different needs politically. See, you can't represent, for instance, the needs of the migrant population while putting forth the needs of the black population, because they are dead set against each other. Okay? So you have openly chosen to do what you do, which is represent people who are already overrepresented. I'm talking about overrepresented. Care not how you look. Okay, fine. And we've already said fine. But you better move out of the way. You better move out of the way. You have all but been exiled by the black community. I know in your head, we moved away. We have become middle class. Exactly. Exile. You say we have reached the promised land, and we say you've been exiled. You sound like an exile. You think like an exile. Can you think about an 83 or 84-year-old woman trying to chase an ambulance down the alley? I mean, chase ICE down the alley? Damn it, Jim, if we could get that kind of fervor in our favor out of her. And she's running for another term at least 85 years old. Lord, your grandchildren miss you. Your grandchildren probably grown. your great-grandchildren got, man, go home. Damn. So things have to be dealt with, corrected, adjusted, recalibrated, because you are never, like the others, gonna do the right thing. So when I say things like, Negro, we have no friends, not even our mothers give a fuck about us. Well, you can't get mad at me. It's self-evident. As far as I'm concerned, as a black man, you can't wait until I turn 18. I already know you can't wait until I turn 18 because everything changes for the worse. But anyway, that would be drifting. Politically, though, they're telling us that we should continuously support a party. I'm not saying support any party or any candidate. I'm just saying, using common sense here, you are asking them to commit suicide and to further help them consolidate the harm that they've already caused by the Democratic policy. Need I go down the list? Do you need a reminder? Because it can be itemized at this point. At this point, the list of harm done by Democratic policy to the black community is undeniable. Undeniable. And yet we have a melanated group of people, some of them with a semi-afro, running around saying, vote, 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 vote. But when asked specific questions, they started putting forth Democratic talking points. You robots. You're robots. And I'm going to say this, man, they are putting you out there. They want me to hit you. You do understand this here, right? They want me to hit you specifically. I can always tell. I can always tell when it's your undercover enemy doing it, because it looks like they're supporting you, but they're showing symbolism that they already know is going to raise an ire. But that's besides the point. You're going to put yourself out there and you're helping us. And so you wonder why a lot of foundational black Americans are not overly excited or stimulated, as is you, about the Voting Rights Act being gutted. Well, look what it produced. You. It produced you. It produced a slew of leaderships going back 60, 70 years that's never done anything for the black community. That's what the Voting Rights Act produced. Did it not? So what was the point of the Voting Rights Act if you were going to make agreements, secret agreements? Don't argue with me either. Secret understandings with what we would consider opposition. What was the need for shit? The Voting Rights Act wasn't written for people like you anyway. You would have slithered your ass in one way or the other. Voting Rights Act. What? Man, it makes no sense. And don't argue with me, because I'm right. I'm right. And I'm not in the mood to endure argument when I know I'm right, at least not this morning. So, pray tell, what are you asking of us? None of them have said anything about what they would do for black people. And you know why? Because they can't. They can't. This is one of the agreements, isn't it? Why don't you tell the people this? That this is why you don't do anything. And as a secondary amendment to the statement, you can't even help your own families. You actually take oaths to not even help your own family, so let alone your own community. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. And don't argue with me. Don't argue with me. These are facts, nothing but facts that was brought back by, or brought forth by rather, dysfunction. You started out in dysfunction, you live in dysfunction, you've normalized the dysfunction, you've made agreements and taken on understandings within that dysfunction, and you think that it's going to get better. No, it's not. One of the reasons that I say separate, because I know as the foundation of Black American class that of the 1/3, we can bring back the black family as, as, as it was meant to be. We can bring back the Black church. We can bring back the selflessness, bring back the unity. You see, but we can't do it as long as we're around you who are anti such things, largely because you don't produce such things. So you've normalized the non-ability to produce normal. And I'm not aspersing anything or anyone. I'm just looking at the cold hard facts here. I mean, let me qualify the word normal. As standardized by the 1950s, 60s, 70s, I mean, as per what family is, meaning the nuclear family. The nuclear family. We've had, these are the conclusionary results, actually, of what comes from the non-nuclear family. If we wanted to argue, now that I would argue about. That I would argue about because it's huge. But we're talking specifics here, Black. And what do Black people get for voting? You act like you didn't hear Lulak say, basically, fuck what Black people think. Even when your people are under open assault, you say not a word. What are you? I ask again, what are you? If I could strip you of your physical blackness, I would. If I could take away your curly, kinky hair, that'd be gone and replaced with your choice of bone straight hair right out the scalp. See? I've seen them sit there angrily. I mean, the whole goodness gracious, dressed in white. This was a couple of years ago. Can you imagine a gallery of women dressed in white and they're just, the anger is just, goodness gracious, this is way past politics here. The symbolism was, what are you trying to say here? But then if I go further, I will be accused of being chauvinistic and anti-woman. But then again, I've been accused of being anti-everything, anti-every race specifically, anti-every religion specifically. There's nothing that I haven't attacked because all of it is a lie that you all need, specifically the Black leadership class. Now they're onto something else. They have determined, man, you should just step down and save face. Just step down. I mean, I can't see what a white male sitting in that chair domestically can do to harm us that hasn't already been done on your watch or with your support and help, be it by proximity or by open support. I can't unsee it. And yet you say, vote for the Democratic Party. And I'm being nice. I'm being so calm and nice. I use one curse word, but it was necessary, but that was their words. Screw us. You say to nothing. Shot down in the middle of the street, sometimes sitting in cars with the baby, on the phone, not doing anything, unarmed, bam, 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 and you're not there either. You hear the words, I got to use words like N-word, N-word, N-word. Man, this is my, oh, goodness, Ray. Oh, man. These flaky ass people who let words just repeat the N-word simultaneously over and over and over. We have an entire genre of the right wing on social media that makes millions of dollars out doing nothing but being anti-black. We got children. We got that builder guy running his ass around, screaming the words, and he got millions of views. I mean, what do you want us to say? And then you're quiet. Like, ho hum, dum, da dum, dum. That's not our job. Da dum. Well, what is our job then? If it's not your job, then what is our job? Is our job to defend ourselves politically, maybe even physically? Physically, it becomes down to it. Sociologically, I mean, what is your job as it pertains to the black community? Seems to be the only time that you think of us is when you're plastering posters all over. Wherever you think that the black community is, which we ain't anymore, you know why? Because you allowed them to displace us. The black leadership class allowed them to displace us. And the sad thing is, I feel so sorry for you that you're forced to look at each other. I can only imagine, man, I'm so glad not to be you. I'm not going to even go into the psychological possibilities of how you get through the day. How do you get through the day? I can only imagine. I'm not going to do that because that would be mean. But you do know that that shaves 6 years off your life on average. They already did the study. They did the study, and people like you shave 6 years off their life on average. At any rate, I'm going to let you guys go. We have a business this morning, okay? But you think about this here. We may have to talk about this later. But again, food for thought. The black community has moved on. The black community on a sociological level has already chosen new leadership. You kind of just there. And like I said, I would prefer to have the people who hate me out front. Here's what I mean. I would rather have people who I know have a disposition of not respecting or liking black people have that seat. That way I can see them. I know what's in their heart. I know where they're going. But you like the little infiltrator. And while I can see through you, millions can't. And they will listen to you because they don't understand that as, as FBA, you're never going to do anything for them, no matter how they vote. And you won't even have the temerity or the umph about yourself to tell them why. And you keep passing yourself off as one of us, but you don't even live around us. You have your tentacles, but you don't live around us. You know absolutely nothing about us, except on some organizational managerial level as put forth as per your understanding with the larger power structure around you. And I am being so nice with my choice of words this morning, aren't I? I'm really fishing deep here for the in the old word box, okay, to avoid saying certain things. Good day, folks. I am Source. I am 7. I am 1.